We begin with the Armorer, leading a traditional Mandalorian ceremony where they make the ugliest kid in the village start wearing a helmet, forever. The Armorer tells Mando that he's lame and he's not allowed in their club anymore, and no amount of green rocks is going to change that. Mando says, if I go take a naked soak in the mines beneath Mandalore, you have to let me in your cult again. And the Armorer says, okay, but you have to take pictures. Carl Weathers, aka Grief Karga, comes out to give Mando some cooking tips.
You take this home, throw it in a pot, add some broth, a potato. Baby, you got a stew going.
And now he's trying to set Mando up in a timeshare. They say that Gina Carano's character went to live on a farm. Not one to give up, Mando makes a bunch of lemurs do the work instead because he can pay them in bananas. They're negotiating the job when Grogu steps in as an enforcer and makes the monkey accept the deal. Davy Jones and the Flying Dutchman are waiting behind an asteroid, but Mando just hits the plot armor button and speeds past them. So she tells Mando to kick rocks and do it himself. He says, I will, you lazy bitch, and leaves, and the episode comes to an end. We begin on Tatooine, where this annoying broad with no eyebrows is ripping off another minority. Typical. Mando shows up and she tells these Jawas to go back to their country. He leaves and fireworks are going off everywhere as we celebrate leaving this lady behind once again. Mando threw back a few drinks on the way to Mandalore, and it's a bumpy ride in. As they explore, they notice Mark Zuckerberg spying on them. Zuckerberg tries to eat him on the way out, and then Korn is back, but Grogu says,
move, bitch, get out the way, get out the way, bitch, get out the way.
Mando wakes up just in time to get roofied. We begin by returning to the swimming pool we saw last week, where Mando is blacked out on Xannies and White Claws. With his power blackout complete, Mando is ready to drive. They blow through a DUI checkpoint and the cops try and chase them down. He meets a group of booze hounds on the way, and things get weird when he messes up this person's gender. Pershing is settling in for the night with some weird porn on his iPad when he gets ding-dong double-ditched. The next morning, we see Pershing's depressing cubicle, where the male guy is trying to talk to Pershing like he's a normal, but this timely droid bullies him away. Pershing goes with this individual to the fair, where a security probe punks the doc and steals his ice cream. He then goes to robotherapy, where AI tells you how to do better at being a human. Even these robotherapists just listen blankly, give him some meds, and send him on his way. They find an abandoned Star Destroyer, and as they search it, Elia Kane formally introduces they themselves. Pershing gets arrested as we learn that he was set up by they. We move ahead to find Pershing strapped into a compliance device.
You will obey. You will obey.
And Kane turns the device up to 11. Paz Vizsla says they're both lame and they can't join their club. But Mando says, dude, I crushed White Claws at the pool. I'm like, pretty cool now. Mando pulls out his empty White Claw as proof and they let them through. We open up on this backwater planet where the Mandalorians of Clan White Claw are having a good old-fashioned drunken riot. In their drunken stupor, they attack the water that they claim is creeping up the shore toward them, coming in waves. The snot-nosed kid shoots him with paintballs to make it look like he's got green nipples. Grogu has a seizure or something, and then shoots the kid 3 times. One for each time his mom. As Grogu is imagining what pounding the armorer would be like, he's pushed into a PTSD flashback of Order 66. The Jedi expertly lands the speeder next to a Nubian cruiser. The armorer presents Grogu with a giant spinning gangster chain. Everyone gets their food and leaves to poop in the woods at the same time. Even with a jetpack, Ho-Katan is a real woman driver. Mando saves the kid and sells him back to his father. An ice cream truck lands near the coven and everyone rushes over. The armorer tells Ho that she's hungry, and Ho says, I hope you're a master baster because I brought back 3 giant turkeys. We open up on Navarro, where Grief Karga is trying to scam more people into timeshares when suddenly the Flying Dutchman shows up overhead. Davy Jones calls in via holo, saying that he and his pirates are here for his free weekend in a timeshare, as it was advertised. Karga tells him that he didn't read the fine print, saying the offer only applies to groups of 4 or less, and Davy Jones laughs in his face and opens fire on the town. He asks his CO for aid when them shoots into the room and tells the colonel Navarro doesn't deserve theirs help. Captain Teva says, you can't listen to this woman, unknowingly misgendering them they.
Captain, you're out of line.
It's fine. I'm used to that kind of talk.
Fresh out of pronoun jail, Captain Miyagi has tracked down the Mandalorians to their coven, confidently approaching their cave, yelling, come at me, bro! Next up, Paz Vizsla gets up and takes aim at Mando.
Look at me, I'm Mando. I think I'm better than everyone because I'm shiny and my best friend is a weird frog.
Ho and Mando continue to harass the Flying Dutchman as the Mandalorians on the ground play laser tag with the pirates. Davy Jones goes down with his ship as he curses that damned Jack Sparrow and the Black Pearl. Everyone's happy, and Karga tells everyone that he's generously offered the Mandalorians 3 full days in one of their lovely properties. Moving to Ho-Katan and Mando, they're arriving at the Epcot Center in search of the rogue Mandalorians and are greeted by 2 African-American droids. Have a good day, honkies. They take the tram to the food court, where Jack Black and Queen Lizzo the Hutt are hosting an all-you-can-eat buffet, but one where all of the food is for Lizzo. We meet the newest planet added to the Star Wars canon, Lizzo, and we learn that its orbit is so strong that it sucked all of the goodness out of the Star Wars universe. Dr. Emmett Brown shows the Mandos some of the funniest highlights of droids malfunctioning. To pinpoint the malfunctioning droids, Dr. Brown sends them down to talk to the pig-faced people. And to be clear, that means the Ugnaughts, not Lizzo. The Ugnaughts claim they're not malfunctioning, they're just trying to kill Lizzo because her fucking weight on the planet's surface threatens their underground lives. As they chase down a rogue droid, Ho makes mind-blowing use of her jetpack to clear a 1-foot-tall obstruction. While Lizzo's Jenny Craig consultant helps them search for clues, a droid attacks them and somehow misses this land whale before Mando slices it in half. They find out the droids were programmed by Dr. Brown, but when the Mandos confront him, he threatens to press a big red button that would allow him to say the N-word.
Don't make me do it.
We return to see the royal couple playing a game, and Lizzo's score is higher than her A1C levels. Dr. Brown gets exiled, and the Mandos get the ultimate honor, a key to Lizzo's secret food pantry. Oh, and they can talk to the Mandalorians they came here seeking, but who gives a fuck? Then Grogu gets knighted, because fuck it, who cares at this point? Just let Lizzo do whatever the hell she wants so she'll waddle the fuck away. Mando gives up the Darksaber to Ho because she's a strong woman, and the episode comes to an end. We open up on Coruscant as we follow they-them into a shady alley where them gets scanned by an Imperial droid. The droid, afraid of using the wrong pronouns, just says screw it and connects they-them with Moff Gustavo Fring. Fring requests some Praetorian guards and some ships to deal with the uppity Mandalorians, and he calls into question the leadership of Grand Admiral Thrawn, because Disney needs a name drop to save their dying franchise. Mando meets with Greef Karga when one stuffed animal shows up driving around the now-named IG-12, and what do you know, the other stuffed animal fits inside as well. Mando volunteers himself and his infant companion for a dangerous mission to secure the Great Forge on Mandalore and scout the planet. Then pretty much every single Mandalorian volunteers too, and they pack their shit up and leave Navarro faster than they arrived. Touching down on Mandalore, Ho tells everyone what to do now that she's the undisputed leader of the universe because a man handed her a weapon that's part of a dumb, illogical prophecy. Somewhere in her ramblings, Ho apparently said something about her past that Mando didn't know about, and this changes his perception of her, and he practically kneels before his new queen. The sailboat comes across a dinosaur that destroys their ship, and the brave, honorable Mandalorians, descended from the greatest warriors in galactic history, flee in terror. And they just so happen to be chased directly into the Great Forge they were looking for that was 20 feet to the left of the dinosaur. Din gets captured, and Ho can't use the Darksaber to cut a hole in the door to save him. Ho uses the Darksaber, which can now cut through doors, to create an exit, and the Mandalorians escape. We pick up with Ho-Katan running away from her responsibilities as ruler of Mandalore, and Axe Woves is headed to the fleet to let everyone know to come down to the surface to play some games. Din is being pulled away for some kinky stuff when baby IG-12 saves him from the troopers and from COVID with some disinfectant spray. And Ho approves.
Stay safe.
Moff Gustavo Fring can barely contain his excitement as his game of hide-and-seek gets underway. Mando and Gogurt are in on the hide-and-seek game, but Mando, tired of the Moff's winning streak, asks R5 to help him cheat. R5 briefly contemplates suicide to get out of this show. Woves reaches the fleet and tells them that hide-and-seek is underway and laser tag is starting in a few minutes. While all the Mandos, giddy with excitement, hop into the shuttles heading down to the surface, Woves stays behind to play a game of Battleship. Ho pulls out the Darksaber so she can strike a cringy pose as the Mandalorians blast headlong into a heated match of laser tag. Grogu steps in and says,
No.
Means.
No.
And draws the Praetorians away. They dismember IG-12, and Baby Yoda runs away without moving his arms, like that weirdo in 4th grade PE class. Woves comes screaming down toward the surface, bragging about how he won the game of Battleship. Yeah, sure looks like you won. Blinded by his celebrations, Woves realizes he's going to crash into everybody, so he jumps ship so he won't get blamed. Mando, being the good father figure he is, offers his child to the cult. Down below the waters, the mythosaur awakens, and that's it. Jumping off-world, we follow Mando to the beachside tiki bar the lazy New Republic is calling a base, and we see Dave Filoni's ego accidentally spilled over into the shot. Greef Karga thanks Mando by giving him a timeshare for 5 whole days. Mando kicks his feet up and takes a load off after not doing anything for half the season, and the episode comes to an end.